Hi everyone, welcome to another session from Law and Language from Dharmapeetam. So among the differences between primary auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliary verbs, we are now dealing with how primary auxiliary verbs are used in the tenses. And in the previous session we have seen that how be forms are used in continuous tenses, right? So now let's deal with the have forms. The second of the primary auxiliary verbs, the have forms. So as be forms are used in continuous tense forms, have forms are used in perfect tenses. So as we had seen it earlier, we have three different perfect tenses, plain perfect tenses here, like a present perfect tense, past perfect tense and future perfect tense. So in these three perfect tenses we use have forms, okay, as we used be forms in the continuous tenses. So now when we use have form as an auxiliary verb in a sentence, definitely there should be a main verb, because auxiliary verb has to help the main verb, right? So when we use have form as an auxiliary verb, there should be a main verb. So this main verb that comes after this have form should be in its V3 form. V3 form means a past participle form. Present, past, past participle, present participle, future, infinitive. So these are the verb forms that we have seen earlier, right? In that V3, past participle form. We have seen present participle form of the verb was used in the progressive tense forms. If be form is used as an auxiliary verb, it should be followed by a main verb in a present progressive form. Same way, if we use a have form in a sentence as an auxiliary verb, the main verb that follows should be in its past participle form. So as far as a perfect tense structure is concerned, it is like a subject plus have form plus V3 or a verb in the past participle form, right? Now, when we go into the tenses like a present perfect tense or past perfect tense or a future perfect tense, how these forms change, that's what we need to check. So we have seen it in the previous session in how these verb forms change as far as the tense form changes are concerned, right? As far as the present perfect tense is concerned, subject plus the present tense form of have. Which are they? Has, have, right? Has and have are the present tense form of have forms. So subject plus has or have plus V3. Subject plus has or have plus V3. That is the structure of a present perfect tense. So have forms actually have two forms in the present tense. First one is has, second one is have. When do we use has? When do we use have? Has is used when the subject is singular. Has is used when the subject that we use in that sentence is a singular one. For example, we can say he has gone. He has gone. Ram has gone. Here, he or Ram, they are singular. The subject of the sentence is a singular. So the have form that follows that in present tense should take a singular present tense form of have. That is has. Now we use a main verb. We use the main verb go. So as it is preceded by a have form, it should be followed by a main verb. This main verb that follows this particular have form should be in its V3 form. So the past participle form of the main verb go is go, went, gone. Go is present tense, went is past tense, gone is a past participle form. So he has gone. Ram has gone, right? So has is used when the subject of the sentence is a present tense, is in present tense. Now obviously we use have if the subject is plural. Instead of he, if we use they. They is plural because more than one people are mentioned in that. So we cannot say they has eaten. We have to say they have eaten because they is a plural subject. So if the subject is plural, the have form that we have to use there is a have. Eaten is the V3 of the main verb eat. So the sentence structure is they have eaten. My friends have danced or played or won. To the regular verbs, the verbs which take ed to make their past and participle form, the same form is used as a V3 also. So please don't confuse it with the past tense. They have basically play, played, played. V2 is also played, V3 is also played. So we are using the third one, not the second one. Right? So if the subject in the sentence is plural, we use a have there. Again, if the subject of the sentence is first personal pronoun I, we have seen in present continuous tense, we have seen using a separate word am for this particular pronoun when used as a subject. Present tense am is used. So in perfect tenses, if we have to use the first personal pronoun I as the subject, the have form that it follows should be have. I have completed my work. Right? I have scored good marks. I have performed well. I means it's usually mentioning to a single person. If I say I, I'm a single person. So obviously our doubt will be like, why have? I is a singular, so we have to use has. No, grammatically I should be followed by have. So if we have this particular habit of using I has, it's wrong. Alright. So in present perfect tense, we have a subject plus has plus V3, subject plus have plus V3. So has is used when the subject is singular, have is used when the subject is plural, or the subject is first personal pronoun I. Clear? Now, what about past perfect tense? So again the basic structure is same, subject plus have form plus V3. But this being past perfect tense, we have to use the past tense form of have. So in past tense there is only one form for have, and that is had. So obviously the structure of past perfect tense is subject plus had plus V3. So as there is only one form had, there will not be any difference based on the number of the subject, whether the subject be singular, whether the subject be plural. As far as the past perfect tense is concerned, there won't be any changes, as it happened in the present perfect tense. There he said, he has gone. They have gone. When it comes to past perfect tense, we say it as he had gone, they had gone. The first sentence, the subject is singular. The second sentence, the subject is plural, but there is no difference there in the have form. He has gone, they had gone. Clear? Now, coming to the future perfect tense. As usual, being future, we have to use will or shall. So, subject plus will or shall, that part is done. Now, will or shall being a modal auxiliary verb should be followed by a base form. So, we cannot use has, had, have forms like that, but the base form of have form, that is have. And the main verb that comes after that should be in the V3 form. So the structure of a sentence in future perfect tense is nothing else but a subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3. Right? So we should be able to understand why we use will or shall there, why have is used there. This is the logic behind it. We need not by heart these things, but we should be able to understand it. When we look at a sentence, we should be able to understand which tense form is used in this sentence, or when we have to use it either to speak or to write, we should be able to frame the sentences based on these tense forms by keeping this logic in your mind. Right? There is no need to by heart it, but we have to understand how logically these components are used in creating a proper sentence. That simple understanding can make a lot of difference in your usage of English. So coming back to the subject, subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3. That is the structure of a sentence in a future perfect tense. He will have gone, they will have gone, my friends will have won. Okay. So again, as we discussed it in the previous tense form, there won't be any difference based on the number of the subject, whether the subject is singular or a plural, it never makes any difference. Perfect tense also, we have three specific basic perfect tenses: present perfect tense, past perfect tense, future perfect tense. The structure of a sentence in present perfect tense is subject plus has or have plus V3, because has and have are the present tense forms of have, and when we use have or a have form as an auxiliary verb, the main verb that comes after should be in the V3 form. So has is used when the subject is singular, have is used when the subject is plural, or first personal pronoun I is used as a subject. Both has and have only one past tense form, and that is had. And that past tense form of have is used in the past perfect tense, and that is subject plus had plus V3. Whether the subject is singular or plural, it never makes any difference. Coming to future perfect tense, we have a subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3. Will or shall is used because it is future tense. Have form has to be used because it's a perfect tense. But after will or shall, they being modal auxiliary verbs, should be used the base form of have, and after that the main verb should be in the V3 form. So subject plus will or shall plus have plus V3. Here also there will not be any change in the have forms based on the number of the subject. Clear? So this is how have forms are used in the perfect tenses in English, right? So in the next session we will be dealing with how perfect continuous tenses are created, right? So wait for that session. Thank you.